Now, folks, how many times have you gotten comfortable in front of your television set, maybe relaxed with some popcorn and your favorite beverage, when all of a sudden this happens?
I'm Alex Trebek, here to tell you about a popular life insurance plan with a rate lock that locks in your rate for life so it can never increase. Did you get your free information kit?
Now, don't you just hate being blasted out of your chair and you're sitting there thinking, won't that guy just go away? Well, I'll tell you, it took an act of Congress and the efforts of our next honoree to quash that ear-splitting difference in loudness between television programming and the commercials. The Advanced Television Systems Committee codified loudness, and sure, it's easy to yell, turn that thing down, but to get the entire television industry, network and local, cable and broadcast, to specify what the consumer's comfort level is and develop an automated method to address it, well, that took years of research and a 72-page paper to spell things out. Let's take a look at that effort behind the scenes, shall we?
For almost 5 decades, this was the top complaint to the FCC, and no one had ever done anything about it.
People saying, is there anything you can do about my cable gets louder when the ads come on? It drives me nuts.
The CALM Act would not have passed the scrutiny of the Congress or been successful in its implementation were it not for what ATSC did, because they had to get into the weeds and actually craft something that would make this technically workable.
It was perhaps the most complicated one-page piece of legislation ever in terms of what it actually took to get it achieved.
Congress started looking at this and getting a lot of pressure from their various constituencies. ATSC was already working on it. And so luckily, when we heard about the discussions going on Capitol Hill, we were able to go up there and say, you don't need to worry about it. And they said, well, that's great, because that's not the part we do well.
The next thing you know, we're in the president's office at the signing of a bill.
So bravo to ATSC, because I've heard from people all over the country.
People are very happy about it. When President Obama signed it, he said, this is the most popular bill I've ever signed.
This is practical, makes a difference right away.
All right. Now, if those same people could just work together so that when we're watching NBA basketball games, whether it be on ESPN or TNT, we could hear the announcers and not the people in the stands overpowering everything. That, too, would be quite an accomplishment. But right now, on behalf of the Television Academy and all the viewers at home, the Emmy goes to the Advanced Television Systems Committee for its recommended practice on techniques for establishing and maintaining audio loudness for digital television, and accepting the president of the ATSC, Mark Richer. Mark.
Well, thank you, and I'm really dying to ask Mr. Trebek what he really did with Stephen Colbert.
Thank you.
You didn't watch the show.
As you heard, I am now, along with Santa and Abe Lincoln, one of the immortals. I don't even know why I'm talking to you.
I don't know why you're talking to us either. Well, on behalf of the members of ATSC, I want to thank the Academy for this prestigious award and offer our congratulations to the other recipients honored this evening. And I have to, on a personal note, make a special shout out to my friends at SMPTE and everybody's hero, Larry Thorpe, who will be up later today. We are extremely proud of our cross-industry effort to address and deal effectively with the nagging viewer annoyance of commercials that sound louder than the programs they surround. A85 provides guidelines for the transmission of commercial advertisements by television broadcast stations, cable operators, and other multi-channel video program distributors. Now, this may come as news to some of you that live outside Washington. On occasion, Congress has trouble coming to agreement on issues. However, this was not the case when it came to dealing with complaints from consumers regarding loud commercials. Congress approved the Commercial Advertisement Loudness Mitigation Act, known as COM. The COM Act required the use of ATSC 85 and was signed into law by President Obama in December of 2010. We appreciate the recognition of Congress that the industry established practices in A85 provided the necessary solution that would cure the loud commercial problem and that audiences were experiencing. We also recognize the efforts of the FCC to develop rules to effectively implement the COM Act. Now, the development of A85 was certainly a collaborative effort from a volunteer group of industry audio experts, sometimes called audio nuts, who recognized the difficult problem and worked tirelessly until we had an industry solution. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to read the names of all the experts who were involved in the development of A85. However, I have to take the opportunity to recognize the outstanding leadership of Jim Starzinski of NBC Universal. Jim inspired the group, and his pragmatic approach to managing the work brought about this great success. I also want to recognize Pat Waddell of Harmonic, Rich Chernock of Triveni Digital, Glenn Reitmeyer of NBC Universal, and my colleague Jerry Whitaker of ATSC for their work and leadership. Thank you, and remember to keep calm and carry on.